on the News Channel 5 network. This is the plus side of Nashville.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. I'm Tawanda Coleman. With years of wear and tear and ongoing use, it can be difficult to keep up with all the maintenance needs of our local public schools. And with the limited budget, often the schools don't have the means to do anything about it. A number of Nashville schools and educational facilities have gotten some much needed updates and improvements thanks to the nonprofit organization Tools for Schools. We'll be talking to one of their board members later in the show about the program's mission and services, so be sure to stick around for that. But first, recently America got the chance to learn about an organization that has been making news in our area for years. The fearless leader and founder of Thistle Farms, Becca Stevens, was recently selected as one of CNN's top 10 heroes of the year, providing an opportunity for those who may not know about the organization to learn what many of us have known all along, that the country's largest survivor-led social enterprise has a phenomenal story behind it, and that it all began right here in Nashville. I can't think of a better person than Becca Stevens to be honored, nor an organization more deserving of the national spotlight than Thistle Farms. Here with me now is Thistle Farms event coordinator, Doris Walker. Welcome, Doris.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I know I was just going on about what a great organization this is. And Becca Stevens, who is so deserving of this award.
She's an amazing lady.
Amazing lady.
She
but
is.
20 years ago, she came up with the idea of how to help women, get women off the street, basically. For people who may not be familiar, who may, after even the national spotlight, still not know about Thistle Farms, how would you describe it?
Okay, so it's an amazing organization. Thistle Farms is a social enterprise. It has a lot of different entities. We have a Thistle Stop Cafe. The cafe is run by survivors. It's an amazing cafe.
And talk about the survivors of what? Because the women, like yourself, are survivors in lots of different ways.
A lot of different ways.
Yeah.
So that's run by survivors at the cafe. We have the manufacturing facility of Thistle Farms, but the heart of the whole program is the Magdalene House. And that's a 2-year recovery sanctuary for women just like me, women who have survived lives of addiction, human trafficking, abuse, and prostitution. So we are survivors of all that. And it is so amazing that we got our lives back. And I am so grateful to be here today. And it started back in 1997. Becca Stevens went out and she found 5 women in their addictions. And she said, ladies, if you want me to help you, come with me and I'll see if I can help you. So they went with her. She put them in a beautiful home because Becca truly believes in radical hospitality. She put them in a beautiful home. The women were staying clean. They were getting their lives back, getting relationships back with their children and their family, getting relationships back with their children and their families. And they were dirt poor. They were broke because when we come out of our addictions, we have lost absolutely everything. We've lost everything. So we lose our soul. We lose everything that has any value to it. So they went out to look for jobs, and no one would hire us because of our backgrounds. So Becca thought, I know what I'll do. She did a little bit of fundraising, and she came up with Thistle Farms, which is the workplace for the women of Thistle Farms in Magdalene. So Thistle Farms is an amazing place. It's great.
It has been great for you, and we're seeing pictures right now of Becca with many of the women that have come through the program. You came through the program, you told me, what, 7 years ago?
I did. And
your life, much as what the women there that have gone through the same program have something in common. So if you would talk a little bit about how you became to be a part of Thistle Farms.
Okay, so I came into the program in 2009, and that was after 26 long, devastating years of addiction. I grew up in a small town north of Nashville, White House, Tennessee, and we all have something in common there, the women that come through the program. And mine was childhood trauma, and I won't go into the details, but it was childhood trauma. I was a witness to my father's murder. And that put me in a state of denial. And in order to try not to remember what happened right in front of my eyes, I found myself having a childhood addiction to marijuana at the age of 12. And that addiction quickly progressed, and by the time I was an adult, I had a full-blown cocaine addiction that led me to the streets of Nashville. And I lived an inhumane life. I can remember getting in and out of cars, and I can remember being left in the ditch for dead, and my life was just horrible, and my life was full of addiction and in and out of jail, and it was just it was a terrible life to lead, you know. And I truly thought, I'm going to die out here. This is it. I want to die out here. And I'm so grateful that one of the many times I went to jail, I ran across a friend that was at the jail talking about Thistle Farms in Magdalene. She was in there talking about it. She said, Doris, come over there. She said, we got our lives back. And she wasn't there as an inmate. She was there to bring a word of hope. So she gave me the number, and I made it into the program in November the 9th, 2009. I would never forget
Yeah,
it.
that's a date you will not ever forget.
I will never forget.
Well, we
Yeah.
want to talk more
Yes.
about the many programs and how you work now
Yes.
at Thistle Farms. We got to take a break, but we'll be back with more in Doris on Thistle Farms
Okay.
right after this.
Thank you.